It is day 8 here at Pride FX, and we have promised for the next 30 days we will be posting videos every single day. Welcome to another day here at Pride FX, and I am Montivino Valentine. I am the co-founder of the Pride FX movement. Here at Pride FX, we do strive in giving people premium services for free. Okay. So one thing I need to also clarify is next week is Pride FX 1 year anniversary on Monday. On Monday, we do offer our own premium services, and that is signals. We do offer NASDAQ 3:30 signals. We also offer US 30 signals, and we also offer a forecast on Sundays for our volatility and derive services. These signals does show our results from students. Here are some of the results from students who have taken our 3:30 signals. You guys can see that they are making profit, and here is our forecast that we have shown 2 weeks ago, and this is the result of those signals. Perfect. So hopefully you do get to join. If you do not know how to join, please leave your WhatsApp number down below in the comment section. And if you also are part of the Pride FX society, we will be sending out a link where you can join our group so that you can get the special. We normally offer our services for 500 Rand, but from next week it will be 350 Rand for only 2 hours from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. I will remind you tomorrow again to join that link so that you can get some signals while you are still practicing to become profitable. Okay, wonderful. So today I am doing price action on FastFX. I'm doing price action on FX Goats. I'm doing price action on myself, and this is what we basically look at on the charts every single day. Now, we do not use one time frame. Most of you do see us when we do send our signals, you see us doing price action on a smaller time frame. But what we do basically on every single currency pair, as well as Revolution FX, Strategist, we all focus on the universal time frame, and that is working your way down to what is happening on the 5-minute to the 1-minute chart. Okay, so what you're currently seeing is the 5-minute chart. So how we actually start analyzing every single currency pair, every NASDAQ CFDs. We also do cover this with synthetic indices, but this is how we actually do it. Okay, so we start off by the daily chart, and what you need, the tools that you need first of all, is your trend line. We don't focus on too much, we just focus on the trend line and what the trend line gives us. Okay, the trend line also works as a support and resistance. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Then we also focus on double tops, double bottoms, rising wedges, falling wedges, as well as your head and shoulders. That's what we focus on in price action. Price action is actually a universal thing. Okay, you need to master it from the start to be able to be successful with price action. If you're just focusing on trend lines and support and resistance, it's not all that you know. Okay, price action does rely you to take a bigger step than most people make it out to be. Okay, if you are a price action trader and you want to be one of the most profitable price action traders, then this is what you need to do. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe, hit the like button, as well as the notification bell, so that you do receive future videos we do have on this channel. So what we're going to do, guys, is just bring up our trend line, and what we are looking for is if there was a downtrend or if there was an uptrend. Okay, and so from previous data we can see that this was actually a downtrend, right? We can see the market on the daily going down, right? So I start we normally start from the daily. If you want to, you can start from the monthly and work your way down. I normally start from the daily because the monthly and the weekly is just going to show you that the market is in an uptrend or the market is in a downtrend. That's all it's going to show you. So on the daily, at least we can find some places where price gave us support and resistance with our trend line. This is a resistance. We can see one there, that's a resistance, and so we need to find our support. So our support would start from the bottom side and we're just going to draw it in. So what happened over here, we can see that price fell from there, came to the support level, went back up, and then came back there and then went there, right? So what do we see? We see a double bottom, right? If you look closely, you can see there is a double bottom here, and if you look again, you can see that that is part of a double bottom. So you can see 1 2 confirms that that is a double bottom. If you're looking for a double top, we can see them from here. Okay, so just bring those shapes up again and we can see that that is a double top. Okay, so important to always note about that, so that we can see double top, double bottom. Okay, so you know that if price ever came back there, you're going to take those buy trades depending on where your trend line is. Now here we have a breakout. Okay, we can see that that's a clear breakout, and what is going to happen? Price is going to go into an uptrend. Now what we normally need to happen is for price to come and retest. But if it doesn't retest, don't cry, don't sob, don't do things that you won't do, because yes, there is a breakout. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for an uptrend because we're going to the upside, right? And so we move on to the 4-hour chart because we cannot find those support and resistance levels on our daily candle for those support and resistance with our trend line. So over here we can see that price broke there, so we're going to start from where price broke and we're going to take it up to that point. So you guys can see basically that is a resistance, that is a resistance. So we're confirming that that two are resistance. And what you want to do is bring this up over here, right? So now we have a uptrend, right? And we're saying between this channel we want price to go up to that point depending on where it decides to break our 4-hour trend. Okay, so here we know that price came from that point, so we want to at least get to that point once again. If we don't get there, it means that there was a breakout. So now we're drawing our channels to the downside again. Okay, so we're on the 4-hour, and here we can see that price is rejecting, so this would be our support, and so we can just move down to the 1-hour again. Okay, on the 1-hour we can see that there's still more confirmation on that trend, so you can just draw it in again to confirm that price is still in that trend, right? And here we have that as well, so you can just draw that in. So we're saying that if price comes here and it touches over our 4-hour line or our 1-hour line, we're saying that price would buy to the side. Okay, so we're saying that price would go to that side and then come back down to this side again. Okay, so that's how we confirm our support and resistance. So we want to be actually entering on lower time frames, so we're going to move to the 30-minute chart. Okay, and on the 30-minute chart we're just going to look for what is currently happening, and here we can see the price is actually in a small downtrend, right? So we're just going to draw that in exactly the way it's showing us. So we're saying between this channel, if it's breaking to the downside or if it touches our bottom side, we're going to take buy trades up. Okay, now for that we need to move to the 15-minute chart to see what is actually going on. And on the 15-minute chart we have the same confirmations from our 30-minute chart, so we're just going to include those touches over there and so we can see what is going on. So we are saying if price gets there, it might break. If price is still in this range, we are going to trade buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, up and down, okay, until it is broken. And then on the 5-minute chart we can actually start seeing that come into play. So what we're going to do over here is just include what is going on the 5-minute chart. And on the 5-minute chart, what I am seeing is a small uptrend happening. So higher highs, higher lows. Okay. And so here we can see that price is going up to that side. So over here, what we can do is actually just make a triangle. Okay. Just make a triangle like this. So I'm going to drop that over there, and I'm going to extend it to squeeze the market and see what actually happens. So we can see there is a breakout. So what we want to happen is for price to come to this point, and then as a retest to go up. Okay. And let's see on the 1 minute if that is a confirmation. Yes, it is a confirmation. So if we're looking at the 1 minute, we can include that over there. And so we can see that price needs to go to that point and then eventually go up and then break our trend. Okay, so basically that's what we want to happen. So to do it on another chart, just before I leave, let's look at GBP USD. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just close that window again, take off the grid, and we're going to start all over. So where do we start? From the daily. You move on to the daily, and what can you see? You can already see an uptrend occurring. So we're just going to bring that up like that. And over here we can see there was a retest on that side. So you want to at least make it look neat. And that is what we can see. It's an uptrend, right? And so if we look closely, there's also a downtrend occurring. But for us to know that that is a downtrend, we go into our 4-hour chart, and we're just going to do the same thing. So we can see that from that point, price went to the downside like that. And then we're just going to include this channel as well for us to know that that is a downtrend. And so what we can see is that price touched our daily trend, which is the highest trend you can find. And so that's why price is shooting up. Okay. And so if price touches there and it comes back there, we know that it's going to break out. So to show you that in visual is that if price came here and price went up again, it can break our 4-hour analysis. Okay, so we know we're in that channel, we are still going down. So what are we going to do? We move on to the 1 hour so we can see exactly what is going on. So on the 1 hour, we can confirm that price is still moving up to this side. And what do we want to happen is for price to come back there. And then once it touches that, we know that we are going to break out of that zone. Okay, so to include this into our analysis, we need to bring up our channel. And so this is what our channel will look like on the 1 hour. So now we can see that where price is actually at, it needs to go up to that side, and from that side it's going to drop to that side. Okay, just to show you visual confirmation of what I'm seeing. And so let's go on to the 30-minute chart just to confirm that for you. We can see that this is actually an uptrend. It's actually in a range currently, so we can just draw that range in over there, and that is where the range ends. So over there is where the range ends. So we can see that we are currently in a range. And what this helps you do is if you go into the 15-minute chart, now you can look for trades, right? So we know we're going to buy. So we're going to buy to the upside, right? So we're saying on the 15-minute chart, we're going to go up to this point, and we can come back there, and then price can eventually break out and go and touch our higher time frames analysis, which is on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we know that price still needs to go up there, and then it will go down to our daily trend line, and from our daily trend line we know that price is going to go up there, and eventually in that area it might play around on the 15-minute chart to do something like that, and then price would break out. Okay, so very important that you use all the time frames to know what is actually going on. So I'm just going to delete that from the list, because that is just us looking at what is going on. Okay, so now that we know what's going on the 15, you can decide to stop at the 15-minute chart and take those buy entries. But if you want to know more about it, we can see actually what are we looking for. So over here, we can just draw our trend line for a breakout to take those buy entries. And obviously over here, you can draw that channel in so that you know what is going on. And so what you want to happen currently is for price to break out and then to come and retest this trend line over here, and then price can decide to move up to the upside like that. Okay, but for now we are still focusing on that breakout. We are waiting for that breakout. So let me delete this, let me delete that, and so let's move on to the 1 minute chart. Let's see what's happening on the 1 minute chart. On the 1 minute chart, not a lot, but we can still see that there is some information that we can take from this. So if you look at the 1 minute, you could have taken that buy trade, right? You could have taken that buy trade. And why? Because price went up there, and then what did price do after that? It came to the downside, and then it made a retest, and so now it's currently fighting to break the 5 minute analysis. So can you guys see how does price action work? Okay, so that's how we know what is going to happen in the market. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I can do one more. Let me do one more to show you once again. Okay, so this is Euro USD. So the first thing we do is we take that off, go on to the daily, right? Go on to the daily. What are we looking for? The trend, first of all. What is the trend? It is a downtrend. We can all see that that is a downtrend, right? And we're just going to bring that up over here to show you that that is a downtrend. And so we want to include that just to show you that it is in a downtrend. So what are we expecting to happen on the daily is for it to fall over there, but we can't just confirm that because of the 4 hour, right? And so let me just zoom out and bring that into perspective so we can see that over here we do have that range going up, but what we want to be focusing on is currently what is happening in the market. So we know that that's going to happen, and what we want to do is bring this up as well just to show you this is the channel that it's been in. Okay, and so from that we can move to the 1 hour, and on the 1 hour we can see that channel is actually working, right? So now we're just going to include the 1 hour's analysis, and we can see the 1 hour actually broke that trend to go to the upside to get more confirmation to write down. Okay, so that is our 1 hour. We move over to the 30 minutes, and this is where the 30 minute is, right? So on the 30 minutes you're just going to draw that channel in as well, just like that. And so now we know if price broke, because it retested on a higher time frame, which is the 4 hour, we know that price needs to break that zone. So we're going to go to the 15-minute chart, and on the 15-minute chart, not a lot of analysis to be done because we done it on the 30-minute, but to include that, we can see that price actually went onto a downtrend. So we're just going to involve that, and so we're just going to do that, and we're going to do this. Okay, so there we have that also involved. Then we go into the 5-minute chart, and on the 5-minute chart we can see that the market was in a range. The market is in a range over there. So that's the range that we are talking about, and if we had to draw it across, we can see that range actually happening. On the 1 minute, let's see if there was a entry, and we can see that there was an entry earlier on. If we had to analyze earlier, we can see the breakout over there and the breakout over there. So now we know what is going on. Okay, so basically that's it. But if you want a cleaner chart than what we have, you can just go to trendline properties, go to visualization, just say you want to see the daily only, and it will only appear on the daily, right? You do that for every single trend line that you have been plotting to see. So now we will only see that on the daily, right? And so if we zoom in, and I had to go to the 4-hour chart just to show you, it would not appear, right? It would not appear. So if we had to do this same for the 4-hour, and we had to say you only want to see it on the 4-hour chart like this, and we had to take this one and we say we only want to see it on the 4-hour chart. So if we go to the 1-hour chart, we wouldn't see the 4-hour, right? So this we can see was from the 1 hour. Okay, so very important while you are plotting not to get confused on what you are looking for. Okay, that's it from me, Montevino Valentine from Pride FX. Hope you have a wonderful day.